Divine Bible Stories presents Herod's Rage. Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem, saying, "Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? For we have seen his star in the east and have come to worship him." When Herod the king heard this, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. And when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he inquired of them where the Christ was to be born. So they said to him, "In Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet, 'But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are not the least among the rulers of Judah. For out of you shall come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel.'" Then Herod, when he had secretly called the wise men, determined from them what time the star appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem and said, "Go and search carefully for the young child, and when you have found him, bring back word to me, that I may come and worship him also." When they heard the king, they departed. They had seen in the east went before them, till it came and stood over where the young child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceedingly great joy. And when they had come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary his mother, and fell down and worshipped him. And when they had opened their treasures, they presented gifts to him, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Then, being divinely warned in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed for their own country another way. Now when they had departed, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, "Arise, take the young child and his mother, flee to Egypt, and stay there until I bring you word. For Herod will seek the young child to destroy him." When he arose, he took the young child and his mother by night and departed for Egypt, and was there until the death of Herod, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the Lord through the prophet, saying, "Out of Egypt I called my son." Then Herod, when he saw that he was deceived by the wise men, was exceedingly angry, and in his fury he issued a cruel decree throughout Bethlehem and its surrounding regions. Then King Herod ordered his men to put to death all the male children who were in Bethlehem and in all its districts, from 2 years old and under, according to the time which he had determined from the wise men. And in his fury he issued a cruel decree throughout Bethlehem and its surrounding regions. A great sorrow came upon the land, for fear had given birth to cruelty, and the cries of the broken rose like a lament before God. But the child was safe. God had already prepared a way, and the plans of man could not overcome the purpose of God. The king who sought to destroy life could not stop the will of heaven. For every throne fades, but God's kingdom endures forever. The light had entered the world, and the darkness could not overcome it. Far from the thrones of kings, far from the sound of fear, the child lived quietly, where safety had been prepared by God. Mary watched the child with wonder, her heart still holding angel words, prophecies whispered long ago, now breathing quietly in her arms. The child learned to walk, he learned to speak, he listened, and he observed. He grew familiar with the sound of Joseph's tools, the warmth of Mary's voice, and the simple life of a family trusting God one day at a time. Though he was born a king, he did not live in splendor. Though he was sent from heaven, he lived in humility. Heaven was patient. Egypt became a refuge, not a palace, but a place where promise could rest until the storm had passed. Far from the throne rooms of kings and away from the noise of power and fear, the child grew in quiet places. In the land of Egypt, Jesus lived under the watchful care of his earthly parents. Joseph worked with his hands, providing for his family day by day. Mary treasured each moment, pondering these things in her heart. There were no crowds, no miracles on display, only the gentle rhythm of ordinary life. The child laughed, he learned to walk, he listened, and he grew. Though he was the promised king, he lived in humility. Though he was sent from heaven, he shared in the life of those he came to save. When the danger faded and the night no longer threatened, God spoke again, not in thunder, but in guidance. It was time to return, time for the journey to continue, time for the child who had been hidden to move closer to his calling. And Scripture tells us this: the child grew and became strong, filled with wisdom, and the grace of God was upon him. Heaven remained faithful, the promise remained alive, and the story was only beginning. Now when Herod was dead, Behold, an angel of the Lord appeared in a dream to Joseph in Egypt, saying, "Arise, take the young child and his mother, and go to the land of Israel, for those who sought the young child's life are dead." Then he arose, took the young child and his mother, and came into the land of Israel. But when he heard that Archelaus was reigning over Judea instead of his father Herod, he was afraid to go there. And being warned by God in a dream, he turned aside into the region of Galilee. And he came and dwelt in a city called Nazareth, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophets, "He shall be called a Nazarene."